What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action sporting in the top of the map in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Abysme, formerly known as Nullus. We're going to start calling him Abysme from now on because it seems like this is the only nickname that he plays on, so he wants a little bit of a nickname change. We're going to give it to him. Abysme in the top of the map playing as Kronos. His opponent today in the red color playing as Gaia, the Hades specialist, venturing off into different gods here. Going to be trying out the Gaia now. His name is Momo. The map is Ghost Lake here. A very, very exciting time to be alive. We don't get to see this matchup very much at all. And I'm excited to see what these guys are going to come up with. Now, unfortunately, we do have probably arguably both players on an off civ here, so the pinnacle of the meta may not be reached in this one, whereas if you saw maybe like a Yoshi versus Kavoth, Kronos versus Gaia, you might see something really, really interesting. I'm excited to see what these guys are going to come up with nonetheless. Now, if you're unaware of the bonuses of these two civilizations, oftentimes the lesser civilizations, you kind of forget what some of those lesser bonuses are. Well, Kronos, he actually gets access to cheaper myth units and cheaper siege. The cheaper siege one is the one that is super unknown, I reckon. Whenever you watch a Kronos player who doesn't know Kronos play, they're not really aware that they get cheaper Cryoballister and they get cheaper destroyers and obviously cheaper fire siphon as well. But the cheaper destroyers and the cheaper Cryoballister, to be sure, are the real big bonuses here. Because like when Kronos first started out, everyone was just like super jacked about doing the fast Kronos rush strategy, which was a 3:30 advance time going into use the Terminus spam. And this is something that's really really common with new RTS games, is that everybody just, when the game starts, they just want to win and they try and work out how to do the fastest rush they possibly can and catch everyone off guard, because learning how to defend is a lot harder than learning how to rush. So everyone just did that for like 20 years. Turns out that Kronos actually isn't really that much of a rushing civilization when it comes down to it. Kronos has got an incredibly annoying late game with time shift. This thing we just saw here with the mana, incredibly annoying late game with time shift. You can time shift palace, you can time shift barracks all over the map to be super annoying. You can do whatever you want with Kronos throughout the game. Throughout the late game, it's really, really strong. Obviously, it doesn't have the strongest of economies, but being annoying is really, really useful to slow your opponent down. And beyond that, also, those cheaper Cryoballister in the early game against Atlantean and against some of the other more infantry-focused civilizations, super, super strong to control a position. So we'll see how things will go here in this game. As Momo, on the other hand, playing as Gaia, what are the little-known upgrades here for Gaia? Well, there's a couple of kind of useless upgrades, which I think in hindsight here for a new civilization should really be avoided. So one of those is cheaper fishing ships, which on the surface you're like, yeah, great. When it's a water map, it's going to be fantastic. But then you realize, hey, I'm playing a civilization with a bonus on water, and there's no water on the map. How that's unfair. That's not good. Apart from that, you get this. Well, as the patches have come through, Gaia has been buffed to all wazoo, and buffed through the roof, as it were. And now she can grab every single upgrade in this economic guild as if it's a dwarven armory. One thing that I would have actually liked to have seen is the economic guild get cheaper. And I think is it actually cheaper? 1815? No. I would have liked the economic guild to get cheaper and that fishing bonus to go away. That fishing ship bonus to go away. I think that would have been a really, really nice balance of, now Gaia's not where she is on water, and she's got a little bit more buff on the land. Just as a random, like, just as a, not even, I don't even know what you call it, like a quality of life change in a way. Anyways, the other bonus here that's quite obvious for Gaia is this Gaia Lush being spread, which is the most annoying thing in the world. There are a lot of ways that this Gaia Lush could be super interesting, but it's just not possible with the current ability to patch the game. So we do have some like crazy good ideas with like, if your units are on the lush, you could speed them up. Those kind of things, like kind of like role play a little bit like Zerg, but from StarCraft 2, but it's just not something that's possible here. As we see, look at this Nullus here. He's already up into the heroic classical age. He's got his Prometheans out. He's moving out. Momo here, he's gone super slow to the classical age, dropping down double military barracks here. The Prometheans are coming through. Oh, I did miss out on one buff here, which was the oracles, not oracles, the heroes, actually a little bit cheaper to heroize on Vubli. But they're obviously cheaper to heroize for everyone on Extended Edition, but for Vubli, Gaia is the only one who gets that bonus here, as the Promethean offspring going to come through here. There is an automaton already over here to defend this one. We see some spider layers getting dropped down. I think Momo's made a really, really big mistake here, mining this back gold mine first. Should be always mining that forward gold mine. Could have dropped some Gaia forests around here to defend it up a little bit. And then when the pressure starts moving forward, just retreat away. And now Nullus is starting out here very, very much like an Uranos here. He's going for the military barracks, and he's going for the counter barracks. Terma Murmillo opening here. Moving forward, looking for something more. We are seeing some temple time shift shenanigans here coming in as we've got the hunt over on this location getting grabbed. Looks like there's double caribou spawn here, and it looks like Nullus is going to be trying to secure the majority of that on this location, as Momo's got plenty of food now in the bank. He's starting to make these units out. One thing that I do recommend in this matchup from the side of the Atlantean player most of the time is to actually grab this town center while you're going up to the classical age, because what you can do is if your opponent scouts it, you can actually have your oracles already harassing their town center when they start putting it up. And you can actually find a huge advantage just by playing defensive here in this matchup. It's kind of the mirror matchup, as we are seeing the nice marker there. Nice marker there by Momo. He drags the unit over the spider layer there. I keep forgetting the name of this thing. Over the spider layer there. And secures this location just a little bit better. And now starting to make the Carabalsa, still playing really, really defensively. We take a look at the economy here of Momo. He hasn't started abusing this economic guild just yet. Something that's really, really important for Gaia players in the early game is to just get those upgrades straight away. Don't worry so much about producing units. It doesn't matter. Just get yourself the economic upgrades and sit in your base. Find an advantage where that's concerned. As the army starting to move forward here. The Carabalsa is really scary here. If you can't get on top of that, it's really hard, and you're not going to be able to push through here. Now, really the answer is to build your own Carabalsa. We are going to start seeing those getting built. 104 wood, 90 gold versus 115 gold. 115 wood, 100 gold there. Really, really good stuff there. So you do see a random deconstruction there. It's a weird deconstruction, I'm not going to lie. I think one of the more interesting ways to use deconstruction is to get into a fight where you're both at full population and deconstruct a manor. Yes, it doesn't take very long to rebuild the manor, but that could be enough time to find an advantage if you're both spamming onto each other. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Anyways, we are going to be seeing Nullus still looking to push through. If we take a look at Momo's god powers here, Momo's god powers here. He's just about to get himself that spider layer back out to drop that down again, secure this position even more, as we do have that manor up over here. More counter barracks are coming down to drop even more of those Carabalista here to defend himself against the big army that's coming his way. He does have a whole bunch of those automatons here, as we are seeing the units retreating back, trying to pull back in onto this location as best as they can. Going to get some return fire out as Nullus still can't quite push in here. The resources starting to mount up for Momo as he wants to get to the next stage. I imagine so too. Will Nullus be able to do exactly the same thing? More buildings coming down here as we're seeing medium infantry coming in now for Nullus. The army's simply just going to sit back here. For Momo, he's still got to be a little bit careful here with this fight. I feel like when he sees his opponent moving in, he should have his Carabalsa just a little bit more set up, just in the back here, not in the army, so that they can shoot while the army is coming in, and the Murmillo can just pull back ever so slightly. But if you see the army moving in and you're not attacking it, that's actually quite a big loss of DPS. As now Nullis is deciding, yep, it's time to attack. Who knows who's going to win this one? We do see that a slight advantage here for Nullis moving on to this fight. He's got himself medium Murmillo here. We'll see if that's going to be enough of a help in this fight as the automatons trying to get onto the back of the fight. I like that play, but the hero Terma are here as well, as it looks like Momo here is seemingly going to be carrying his army to a victory. As long as he keeps one of those automatons alive, and he has kept a couple of those alive, he can rebuild the rest of these automatons back up, which is super, super strong. It's absolutely infuriating to play against Gaia because of these automatons. But Momo, he doesn't need to move out here. Rebuild the automatons, find the advantage in of those free automaton rebuilds, but he's trying to push through, and this is running straight into the defensive location that Nullis has set up. His Cryo Ballast are going to do so much damage. We're seeing the automatons getting rebuilt. That one does go down there because he didn't put the effort into rebuilding it, as we are still seeing him pushing forward. We've got a handful of those hero units pushing through. We've got Valor getting dropped down, going to take out that automaton over on that location, and now it looks like Momo has dropped down to only 2 automatons here, as the Terma trying to snipe down these hero Terma as best as he possibly can here, as Momo does manage to hold on. Abysme, I was saying I was going to call him Abysme here, but Abysme here doing his best to continue in this one. 96 population to 106 population. Economic upgrades here, still not really taking advantage of his Gaia god here just yet. I would like to see, well, actually, you don't want to cast these eggs anywhere but on top of Gaia Lush against Kronos, because he can just time shift on top of it and clean them up. It's really, really strong. You do see those automatons still getting taken down. We've got the hero citizen moving in onto this location. Momo taking the opportunity to snipe that down. Momo's at 107 population here. Abysme at 96. He's still got the defensive advantage of being on this location over here. Momo, you're trying to micro a little bit with this Terma. You kind of don't really want to micro with the Terma. If you can, just target fire as best as you can and split up your units a little bit here to snipe down your enemy units, as Abysme going to be pulling back. The thing is, Nullis hasn't taken advantage of this hunt over here because he's had map control. He hasn't taken advantage of that. Tons of wood in the bank now for Momo. He can start slapping down a bunch more of those farms here, as the Cryo Ballast are going to be taking out everything over on this location, and Momo just cannot push out here just yet. The thing is, this gold mine getting cleaned up. We will have to see the units moving over onto this location here to grab these gold mines, and that might be an opportunity here for Nullis to take advantage of his time shifting ability to secure that location over here. We'll see. Has he scattered it out? He has scattered it out. The units pushing back. Nullis has a slight advantage. You do have to remember those Cryo Ballasts are much, much cheaper for Nullis, but Momo should technically have more upgrades than Nullis as well. As the farms get slapped down, let's check out Nullis' perspective here. He's got goats still remaining, so he hasn't had to build farms just yet, which is a big, big advantage. If you take a look at this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms, which is 1,400 resources, which Momo has had to spend, which Nullis hasn't had to spend just yet, which ends up being huge. As the Cryo Ballasts are pushing in here, what is Momo sitting at? He's at 300 gold here. He needs to kind of take this fight. We are seeing those spider legs still being very, very useful here. I think both these units are roughly exactly the same. The speed of the Cryo Ballaster is slightly faster, 4.24 speed there, but it should be completely fine. We are seeing a little bit of a raid coming in on this location here by Momo, as he's going to be able to deal with this quite nicely here. We'll see how things are going to go. If you can snipe down a villager or two, there is a hero citizen and a citizen in on this location. They're going to be making a run for it here, as the citizens should get taken out here. They are quick, but not that quick. Maybe the hero citizen will get away. It's going to be close. I'm not sure if this is 100% worth it, because the amount of pressure that Nullis is putting on is going to be really, really tough here for Momo to hold on this location. As the hero citizen does manage to get out, Momo's got to bring his units back here at some point to deal with this. As the Cryo Ballaster doing as best as they can to push through onto this location. The gold mine here getting rebuilt up as best as it possibly can, but these units here are slowly getting sniped down as now the army getting pulled back. I think there is a world here where Momo just needs a town center. He just absolutely desperately needs a town center to get thrown up so he can just have a little bit more population here in this game. But the thing is, though, Nullus should be able to get to the heroic age, and he is going to the heroic age. And this time he's absolutely beautiful. Look at that, 650 gold remaining here. And a heroic age is going to pop, which is going to be, not only is going to be chaos, but it's also going to be access to the Satyr, which is so absurdly hard to deal with if you're not in the heroic age yourself, playing as the Gaia position over here. He does have his market, and he is going up to the heroic age. It should be okay. He just needs to make sure he stops producing those Symphalian birds and starts making some Hesperids trees, and also he needs tons of gold here. He absolutely needs tons of gold here, as we see Hyperion getting dropped onto this location over here. Probably a little bit too early there, but he will be taking out more, like 6 units there effectively with those Termite, maybe even more as the Mamilo getting cleaned up as well over there. As Momo, he's going to be moving on to this gold mine over here. He's got plenty of gold mines to pick from, but the army of Abysme coming through here. We see a marker getting dropped. I love that play. Jump straight to the Mythic Age. Why not? If you are playing this from the Atlantean perspective, one town center straight to the Mythic Age. I love it. We'll see what god he's going to pick here. Does he go through Atlas? Does he go through Hyperion? He's going, not Hyperion, Atlas or Helios, not Hyperion. I knew it was a H start. I knew it started with H. As the units coming over here, going to start taking down these gold villages over on this location here. Momo's not defending himself at all here, as his citizen have been spotted. That's 4 citizen deaths. Absolutely huge. Got 300 gold left on this location. Reduced to this Symphalian bird. Should be able to clean up that Satyr over here. It's just, well, I mean, it's actually quite close. The Symphalian bird should win this fight most of the time, but I'm surprised it's that close, honestly. He retreats away, and it looks like it might even go down. 6 HP remaining here. As the Satyr does end up falling there, the citizen going down, and Nullus has now got full control on the gold mines. He's got this location on lock. If he just slaps down a palace over here, he actually just wins the game, I think, because there's no real way for Momo to get anything else. As we see Momo here, still a little bit behind on the economy. How's his economy actually going here? He's got himself quarry, he's got himself irrigation. The gold mine does finish up over here as the army pushing in through here. Momo a little bit idle on these villages. Going to be moving up onto this location here. His army is set up here to grab this location, but there's going to be Hecagigantes coming through, which without like mass Symphalian birds, it's kind of no counter. Not only that, Nullus can literally just shift himself anywhere here. He can shift himself here. He can be completely fine. Do whatever he wants. He can drag the army away, and I mean, he needs to have some siege here as the citizens coming through here. Oh, and we do. Nope, never mind. He went for Atlas here. He's going to drag all those units. That's actually even smarter. He's going to have access to Implode. That would kill every single one of those units and get a complete control on the gold there. Beautiful play here by Nullus. I think Momo, not being quite aware of what the advantages of Gaia here in this game, in this matchup is. The advantages are that he can sit back and find an advantage. He doesn't have to beat his opponent to win the game. He just has to grab economic upgrades. And generally speaking, if you just sit in your if your opponent goes one town center, like your Atlantean opponent, Uranus or Kronos goes one town center, the Gaia player can just sit in their base and spend all their resources on carpenters, on quarry, on flood control, and find the advantage there by just not fighting their opponent and getting the economy going. If your opponent goes 2 town centers, things start getting a little bit more tricky because they get an economic advantage, so you actually have to do something. But in this situation, I think Momo needed to get his economic upgrades much faster, find himself in the Mythic Age at roughly the same time, and he probably would have been really, really good position here. But nice play here from Abysme. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.